Alright, so hey again YouTube. I just did a video earlier today. It was kind of an update video and things like that. So I'm still really bored, and I have this idea for a video. It's actually gonna have like two main parts, but one thing that I really want to talk about is what I believe to be the 13 main qualities that a witch should have. Some I'm a little shaky on still, so there won't be as much of an explanation with those as with others. I have them written down, so I'm going to put this here so I know I don't skip one. Alright, the first one is reliability, because if a witch isn't reliable, then she can't rely on her deities to do anything for her. Or him. Keep saying her as if the witch must be a girl, but it doesn't have to be. So reliability is really important, because you have to be not only reliable, but you have to be trustworthy, which is the second one. Trustworthiness is just something every person should have, but Wiccans and witches in general should be trustworthy people, because a lot of these are really hard to explain, so I don't really know how to explain it, but you just should be reliable and trustworthy. I know they're both really similar, but they have their differences too. Responsibility. A witch needs to be responsible for not only her actions, but the actions of those around her that she had anything to do with, or he had anything to do with, because of the threefold law. What you do comes back to you times 3, so you need to be responsible for your actions so that you will know when something bad is going to come your way and things like that. Next one is loyalty. You need to be loyal to your goddess, your god, like your patron deities. Not only loyal to those deities, but loyal to the essence of deity in itself. And also loyal to people, because if you're not loyal to people, then you can't expect people to be loyal to you. And I guess it's kind of the threefold law, but not quite. It's more of the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you, that kind of thing. Cheerfulness is the next one, and this one is just kind of a thing for me where I feel like practicing magic and witchcraft and things like that should not be done by someone who isn't happy at some point. There should always be some sort of cheer. I mean, you're doing things in the name of your god and goddess, which you're supposed to celebrate, especially on Sabbats and Esbats. You should not do any Sabbat or any Esbat in a non-cheerful mood, so cheerfulness. Humanitarianism, kind of a given when it comes to Wicca, I guess. Reverence for nature and trying to fix nature and things like that. Honesty kind of goes with trustworthiness, but I don't really know why I have that one separate. But honesty, you should always be honest. Well, I can't say always, because there is a time for certain lies, but you should be honest when it calls to be honest, and only lie when it calls for a lie. A situation where lies are called for are when you're saving someone else from getting hurt by not telling them the truth. Fairness, I'm not going to say much on that one, because that's one I'm still shaky on. Consideration. Consideration is important to me, because when you're making a ritual, or even doing a ritual written by someone else, every little individual part of that ritual was thought about very, very much before someone decided to put it where they put it, or say it how it's said, or anything like that. So before you can do any ritual, you have to have great consideration for each and every individual part that is being used, because if not, you could be using something in a way that it shouldn't be used, or it may be fine the way it is, but there could be a better way to do it, and you haven't considered it enough to think about it. And you also have to be considerate of other people's beliefs. It's like, if you're going to do your ritual and you're the only person in your family that believes the way you do, don't make a big scene and do it out in your living room or something like that. Respect. Everyone knows what respect is. I'm not going to go into that. Resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is, especially it's very important to me because I live in a non-accepting family and I'm very, very solitary. So, I also don't have a very constant source of money, so I don't have the ability to go and buy tools and things like that. I have to make things. So, like right now, I'm in the process of taking a used sparkling cider bottle, and I'm going to do something with it within my path. I haven't quite decided. I'm thinking about using it for storage, for things like my ale, my homemade ale that I'm going to make, for my Yule ceremony and things like that, which I think is a brilliant idea. That sort of thing is resourcefulness. Being able to keep a secret kind of goes with trustworthiness, so I'm not going to go into that a lot. And then the very last one is devotion. This one is, I feel, is the most important because you have to be devoted to the deities that you worship. I don't even know if worship is really the right word here, but you have to be devoted to the deities, to nature, to your craft. If you're not devoted to your craft, you won't ever make any significant progress. So, those are my 13 qualities. There will be people who will be like, you don't need that many qualities, or they'll criticize me for the things I've said about the qualities or something like that, but honestly, I'm open to the criticism and things like that because it is still in like baby stages for me. So I can't say that I won't take any criticism into serious consideration. And then the next thing that I really want to talk about in this Wiccan video is my Yule ritual. Okay, I'm really excited. Like I already said, I'm going to be making ale and going to make moon-shaped cookies and things like that. I am really, really, really excited. Really excited. I wrote my own ritual about a month ago. It was just kind of a general ritual, and I didn't really know what I was doing when I wrote it. I was just kind of like following my instincts a lot, and I had no specific pantheon or anything in it, and it was just kind of like a generic ritual. And since then, I've become really attracted to the Egyptian deities and things like that. So I wrote, I guess what you'd call a Tameran Wiccan Yule ritual. I'm really, really excited to use it. I guess the main story that I'm using from like my Oak King, Holly King kind of spin-off is Osiris, Horus, and Set. I'm going using those. And Isis, I guess, even though Isis is a goddess, but Set, who has already killed Horus, which would be Set being the Holly King and Horus, and not Horus, and Osiris being the being the Oak King, which would be happening at midsummer. And then at Yule, Isis has gone and collected the body, and then after that collected the pieces of the body of Osiris and has put him in the burial tomb after the mummification process and all that. And she has sex with him in the tomb, which people will be like, ew, that's gross, dead body sex, but whatever. And she becomes pregnant with and gives birth to Horus, who is, in my Yule ritual, the reincarnation of Osiris, him being the new Oak King, who then goes to take revenge for his father's death of the old Oak King on still the Holly King Set. So I'm very excited to do this ritual. As a solitary Wiccan, all of that, instead of being acted out like it would be in a coven, is more of a story that I've kind of written in more the indication of Isis in my ritual is basically that story put together in a very theatrical way, and I'm very, very excited to just do this ritual. A few things I'm going to do. I'm going to bless my correspondence book, writing in the book blessing and things like that, which will probably be to Aiki. I'm thinking at least either that or Toth. I haven't quite decided. If I do it to Toth, I'll have a very, very good idea of what I'm going to write. If I do it to Heike, I'm kind of confused, and I'm probably just going to do it to Toth, just because if I do it to Heike, it'll be very awkward sounding and things like that. So, I'm going to dedicate and bless my correspondence book to Toth. I am going to write, I haven't written it yet, but I'm going to write a beginnings and endings spell, because Yule is a time for rebirth and renewal, and therefore a time of ending certain things and beginning others. So, like I said, I haven't written it yet, but there will be a beginnings and endings spell in my Yule celebration. And also, at the very end, right before the closing of the entire ritual, I'm going to do a mini self-dedication, because I haven't done a self-dedication ritual into the craft yet, and I kind of keep smacking myself for not doing it, but I keep feeling unprepared, but I finally feel like I'm ready to do it. So I will do a mini self-dedication, like pre-self-dedication is in my Yule ritual, and sometime between Yule and my mind just went blank of what the next Sabbath is. Between Yule and the next Sabbath, I will be doing my actual self-dedication, which I'm very excited to do. That way, the year and the day will fall a little bit after Yule, but I might be able to cut it off at Yule, because I'm not really the firmest of believers in the year and the day. I feel like you should take however much time you feel is necessary, and I've been practicing and studying the craft for over a year and a day now, and I haven't even done one yet, so I feel like by the time the end of the next cycle is over, by the next Yule after this one, I'll be completely ready, and my dedication will have taken its year and a day, and I can do kind of my own self-initiation into my own kind of version, I guess, my Tameran Wiccan, Eclectic Tameran, that sounds good, my Eclectic Tameran beliefs, initiation into, I guess, the tradition. I do really want to create a tradition, not a widespread kind of coven-based, but a tradition that many solitaries can fall into later in the future, and that I can use as a family tradition, because right now, me and my boyfriend both kind of believe in the same thing, and I really like that, and he makes me really happy in general, but that just makes it even better. So, I guess I will cut off this video here. I hope to be getting the rest of the stuff to make my altar soon, like really soon. I don't have much time in between now and Yule, so really soon. So once I get all that stuff, then I will put up some pictures and stuff, and maybe a little short itty-bitty video about my Yule altar and things like that. So, much love and blessed be everyone. Mwah.